Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and you're on the mic. So today we're going to cover some updates on the Vic Mignogna case. Um, you know, um, as we know, the I guess the deadline for to file a notice to appeal is fast approaching. From what we found out from Nick, it's going to be now today, this is being filmed Wednesday, October 23rd. The deadline to file the notice to appeal, I believe, is tomorrow, according to Nick Streamland. And I'm following up on, of course, Hero Hay and Nick's coverage of the letter that was sent by Lemoine to Judge Shupp, as well as some other things that were covered last night on Nick's stream. So here we go. So basically, when we saw the letter, um, that so basically in the letter that Lemoine had sent to Judge Shupp, he's asking for an evidentiary hearing, which is not necessarily required to evidentiary hearing to basically for depositions on basically on what he feels he should be paid for serving money. Now there are basically some theories out there as to why he wrote this letter to Jeff and why he's asking for the evidentiary hearing. The two big theories are one to run up the cost and the other to continually delay the proceedings. Um, and Nick had also theorized that maybe some statements that Ron had made in regards to the billing may not be entirely true. Um, let's see. Um, a second part of that letter indicated that he wanted to submit but not file his billing invoices. Kind of shady to me. He doesn't want the public knowing the exact numbers, and he also doesn't want to share this with the opposing counsel till till the evidentiary hearing is scheduled, or until it's actually going forward. It sounds kind of shady to me, but basically what it comes down to is that I think is that he's one trying to run up the bill, trying to bleed more out of what he can possibly do, and then and also I think he's trying to delay. They're trying to delay the. They're trying to make this run. They're trying to run out the clock. Use a sport analogy. Basically, I think in part to help, to try to prevent Vic from being able to go after other people who've defamed him as well. That's one of my other theories on why they're delaying this so much, because the statute of limitations on this is, granted, I don't know if they're if, but Nick was saying that the statute of limitations to file against the other parties, other people who defamed him, is running down as well. Um, so with that, yeah, just some overall shenanigans again. Um, Nick was pointing out that there is no need. I mean, all Lemoine and the lawyers for the defendants, all they really have to do is just submit their billing. They just have to basically submit the billing invoices, um, and then the judge will determine if what they're billing is a fair amount. So I think it's just running up. I think basically he's just trying to run up the bill and delay the proceedings. Um, And then, of course, after Nick covered the letter, one of the other things he did is, he also went over another TCPA case that was recently handled in what is believed to be the appellate court, that once we do file the actual appeal, from what I understand, there was what needs to be filed tomorrow is an intent to appeal, basically an intent to appeal, because the clock, when the actual, and what this will do is that way the appeal will be on file, and then the clock will start running once, because apparently they can't really file an actual appeal until the case is fully resolved, which won't be until they go through the damages part here, and the sanctions part. um And even though they got the win at TCPA, Kick Vic has been out there, you know, because I think even they know that it's not over, because I think everybody pretty much knew Vic was going to probably appeal it, so they're still trying to do damage. You know, like Monica, Jamie, and, well, Ron's been pretty quiet, believe it or not, but I think the most vociferous one has been Jamie. But they've still been like, I think they're trying to run up the bill to, like, punish Vic. The defendants are, to try to send a message, not just to him but to anybody else at Funimation who may consider turning against him. Hey, look, we're if you don't fall in line, we're gonna screw you like we screwed Vic. And then the lawyers, of course, are trying to run up the bill, to make more money. It's more obvious thing in that. Um, as I said, Nick went over another case, um, that another TCPA case that was appealed, in which it had the actual opposite result. In other words, in this case, it was a TCPA that went through, but then um, was appealed and basically sent back. They called remanded to the lower court to be redone. Um, so I'll give just some footnotes here on that, on what Nick talked about. Basically, so the reason that the other case that was filed, which was Chalet um, Chalet Bank suing Rogers RKK, oh, basically, and the judge who gave the opinion, um, seemed to indicate that he's seen this thing happen a lot. So TCPAs get appealed quite frequently, according to what we see, because really, apparently, the district courts don't seem to understand how the TCPA is supposed to work. And apparently, this TCPA that succeeded got by on very minimal. Like, I think the whole point is that in the law, like, the key thing is clear and specific evidence. That seems to be the the threshold there. These people apparently didn't do. They just simply left it that the petition itself. But I guess from the way Nick explained it, was clear and specific evidence basically means you have to say, okay, what the statements were, what the actual defamatory statements were, and how were they defamatory. And we've seen through all of Ty's paperwork, through all the affidavits and stuff like that, they specifically have talked about. They have, I think they have, based on what we've seen, if basically the idea is clear and specific evidence. In other words, which statements are defamatory and why they're defamatory. I think Ty did make that case and was not, and quite honestly, whether the judge was maybe just off that day or was ignorant on how the law was to be applied or whatever, did not really allow Ty to really present the evidence as he should have been allowed to. Seemed like the judge was just more irritated at this and just was lazy about it. Um, and I think with Lemoine's letter, he's trying to muddy the waters more, by bringing in this whole, well, we need to have an evidentiary hearing because the Texas Supreme Court has never really um, weighed in on this whole idea of things. And the thing is, though, is that the case that they apparently cite has nothing to do with sanctions. So that's what Nick was pointing out. So basically, what it comes down to is the intent the intent to file an appeal should be done by tomorrow, not today. There were a couple, Hirohei had also quickly reported on a couple other things came out today, the 23rd, I guess filed by Lemoine again, um, file an request an intent to subpoena both Ty Beard and Beard Harris, both accused. Um, I guess in regards to that whole evidentiary hearing thing. Basically, just a lot of shady stuff going on here. People from the defendant side is what it boils down to. So, with that, you can check the links below. Want to contact me directly? My Twitter handle will be down there. The I'm obviously still promoting a bunch of other dub companies. You guys should really check out their work. I'm also promoting the GoFundMe's. As always, guys, never feel like you have to donate. If you have the ability to and it's on your heart to do so, please consider doing so. If you've donated before, please consider donating again. And if you can't donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the links. Remember, guys, this isn't over yet. We're going to be at this for a while, it looks like. Um, so now it's still game on. It's the notice. So we should have filings for notice of intent by tomorrow, intent to file an appeal. And then once the case is finally resolved, whether it's from the 4th or from whenever they do the sanctions hearing, the clock will be ticking soon on the appeals. So, if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversation with you guys. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.